Brilliant. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Building a Nation with FC Midtjylland. If you are enjoying the series so far, smash the like button with your face or with your head or anything like that. That would be awesome. If we can get 1,000, why the hell not? Let's try it. That would be fantastic as well. We've got ourselves quite an action-packed episode today, so do not worry about that. So we're going to jump straight into some highlights right now, and then we can come back and do the Man United game. We've got plenty more stuff to talk about. Do not worry about that. Gets in the box, back across, and it's at the back post, little deflection, Poulsen in there, and we have the lead. Midtjylland 0, Midtjylland 1, Norgeland 0. And he needs to look long quickly. Looks over the top, Kadlec has broken the back line, this is what he does, but they've got back and covered. Oh, back post for Pusic, can he get the shot away? Oh, what a tight angle. It is going to be 2-0 to Midtjylland. Great work from our two front men, Pusic and Kadlec. 2-0 up against the bottom club. Out wide for Van der Marel. Oh, he's got a ball in. Mikkelsen, good strike, and Norgeland have one back. They've had a lot of shots, but a lot from range mostly, but they are back in the game. We've got to be careful here. Roma. Poulsen brings it down. He's got to look over the top for Kadlec. He does. Kadlec, one touch, sets himself, must finish, does. 3-1. We are so lethal on the break these days. Kadlec with his 11th of the season, but Sobby has an injury. Not good at all. Here we go, 3-1. They had a lot of shots, but they were mostly just taking pops from range. Good win in the end, 3-1. I might have to sort that. Kadlec in, takes the strike and it's in. We're leading away at Randers, and that is a huge one as they are second in the league right now, and this would push us nicely 7 points above them at this stage. One of them is Kadlec. He's through again. Goes all the way up to Pusic. We need a cross now. Ball in. Royer's header, and it's 2-0. I don't know how he's won the header, but we lead 2-0 against one of our top-of-the-table rivals, and this would be the perfect result today if we can grab it. Takes the corner. Out for Kadlec on the edge. Can he get in again and have a shot? He's into the box, takes the shot, well blocked. On the rebound, Pusic is in there, and we lead 3-0 now in this game. Great performances from everybody all round. Here we go, 3-0 away at the top of the table clash. Great performance, and really giving ourselves something to hang on to now. Might be a chance here around the side for Olsen. Good block. Kadlec on the rebound, and we have the lead here. There's not been much going on in this game, to be fair. This is the first highlight of the match, but we do actually have the lead against Olympiacos. Maybe third in this group is actually doable. With the corner again, this time goes to Royer instead of Kadlec. Royer goes past one, into the box. Will he get the shot away? He does get the shot away, and he's put it straight in. We're 2-0 up against Olympiacos. They've really just not turned up today. We're playing some lovely football at the moment, though, and I'll take that any day of the week. Oh, it's in the back of the net. Pulido's got one back for Olympiacos. Don't really think they deserve it, but they've got it back anyway. We need to hang on now. Here we go. Midtjylland 2, Olympiacos 1. We've actually managed to get a win, and that's going to be hugely important money to get us through this season. My goodness. Well, there we go, 0-0. We just couldn't break them down. They were so solid at the back. Every chance we got just blocked. Brilliant defending from AGF. Olsen's across, and Olsen puts it in the back of the net. Midtjylland 1, Randers 0, and we would go 8 points above them with this victory, which would be a huge one for really just putting them in their place. And oh, Fischer's in there, and oh, it's a good finish from the free kick. Randers have got themselves an equaliser. A little bit disappointed, but Alexander Fischer with the goal. 1-1 here. We've got to do better than that. Now he has to shoot. Oh, goes back post instead and Sings there with the header. That's a surprising scorer from that position. Wimbledon. Midtjylland 2, Randers 0. Harming Singh with the goal. There we go. 2-1 win. Did what we need to do. Great stuff. Right guys, we're back, and as you can see, we're top of the league. Doing quite nicely. 28 points from 12 games is about as solid as I would have liked right now. We have a couple of defeats in there, but we're getting wins, we're getting goals, and all is looking very, very nicely for us in the league. Don't worry, we will be concentrating on league stuff once we go out of the Champions League, which, you got to feel is probably going to be at the group stages. So we'll get plenty of league stuff in the second half of the season, and when the league structure changes in next year, that'll be pretty damn fun as well. The first youth intakes of the entire save have finally happened over in some of the African nations, so I went on a little bit of a hunt. Right guys, the first youth intakes in the save have actually happened over in Africa, which I think means that my scouts should probably start picking up some of these sorts of players very, very soon. I'm going to have a look at some of these myself, of course, and see what the values are like depending on certain clubs, and maybe take a look at a couple of them, just to see if there's anything worth picking out of these, so we can maybe have a look at a cheap signing for the future that could be an absolute beast. You never know. This is a really, really important screen to look at, though, if you're doing Regen signings particularly, because there's so much of wealth of information. You can click on these and you can see their values. So if that club, doesn't normally have players with high value, you look at this. For example, the differences between these two guys. Zamalek, it's 21.5k for him, but only 7.75k for him. You'd feel like this guy's probably better. It's not always the case, but it certainly gives you a little bit of a rule of thumb on which players you could really take a look at. Doesn't always work, but it's really quite useful to do if you are looking to sign loads of regens. So after the Red Bull Salzburg game, I was having a little look through their squads, and I noticed that they had a Regen player called Ruven Algrim, and which is obviously a weird thing in this part of the game. I wouldn't expect any regens at this point, so I thought we'd give him a look because, you know, apparently he was already 33% scouted. I'm assuming that's because we'd played against him. I don't really know. But anyway, he looks like he's got a decent bit of potential. Now, obviously, we don't know that much about him, and I've waited this long because it took us a while to actually get a scout report in on him. It literally took like a month just for us to watch him in one game. I assume that's because of their under-18 schedule or whatever. It says he has no interest in joining, which is fine, but I just wonder, some of his stats look pretty damn good for someone that is 17 years old, and I might try and go after him, even though we've got no hope of actually trying to sign a guy like this, but you just never know. I feel like it might be worthwhile trying to bring someone like this in. Look at that technique. I want to scout him a bit further first though, of course, but I'm just interested in him a little bit. He might be one for the future that we might be able to get hold of. You never know. Literally just looked at my scouting report that was after the thing about the Red Bull Salzburg guy, and I found that we've got a report in from Romania, and there's 3 regens in it. Have they had their youth intake? And if they have, this is going to be fun times for us. Look at that Ion Ilici guy. He looks like he could be quality, but we'll take a look at some of these guys. We might be onto something here, guys. This could be amazing. I've said guys too much, guys. Now, I've only actually found 3 players that I'm kind of interested in so far. We'll talk about that maybe not in this episode, but the next one, once my scout reports come back a little bit more. But one of them was actually one of the ones I showed you in the piece. I didn't realise how good he was until I got my first little scout report on him. So there's him. There's a guy that was right at the top of the list that played for Tunis, and there's another guy as well whose name escapes me. I think he's from Cameroon, who we're looking at as well, but my scouts are still scouting at the moment, so we'll probably talk about that once they've got a bit more of an idea about whether the players are any good, but I like some of the things I've seen so far. Top goal scorer at the moment, of course, Václav Kadlec, 14 goals in 18 starts. He will probably get us 30 odd this season, and I will be very grateful for him for doing that. Martin Pusic, on to 9, still contributing nicely, and plenty of goals from elsewhere on the pitch, including 10 assists as well from Christopher Olsen, doing a fantastic job in that midfield. Other good news is that Jim Larson is back and ready to play. I don't think he'll be playing today, but he might be able to play in our next league game, which is a godsend, and you might also notice that Pione Sisto will be back within the next 2 to 4 weeks. We will have our big man back again, and the squad is starting to get stronger without me even signing one, and that is a bloody great. Now, we're a bit light at the moment in terms of players for certain positions because of injuries, suspensions and whatnot with Roma, and back-backs now announced he's going to retire at the end of the season, which sucks. So Budarov is probably going to have to play at right-back today, which is not exactly ideal, but that's just how it is, isn't it, really? Also, apologies if I look a little bit bedraggled at the moment. I've got a meeting later, and I'm trying to record 2 episodes today before I head out, so yeah, there's that. Bear with me. Now, the only team we've actually struggled against this month really was, I think it was against AGF, because for some reason they let us have the ball basically, and we just didn't know what to do with it even when we went on control, and that was causing us all sorts of problems in the end because they just sat there and defended, and we just ended up having too many long shots, and no matter what we did, we couldn't seem to stop that. And that's one of the things I might try and work on in this tactic. I'm not fully happy with it yet. Someone asked me if I put the tactic up for download. Not anywhere near that yet. Not until I'm fully happy with what we're doing with it. Just occurred to me that we really should be on counter with this game. We're away at Manchester United. The chances of us actually getting anything here are pretty damn slim with the fact that we're never going to get the ball. Blind now with the throw into Schweinsteiger. This is Schneider. Oh, they've got such a good team. Mata. There's 2 players on him. Singh with a huge tackle, but it does worry me that he's already booked this early in the game. We're looking long. Defender, I mean, they're not even trying to win the ball off of their defenders. This is going to be another one of those long night types of games, I sense. Memphis, good tackle, and Anderson will collect that, and we should be okay, but I don't think that's the end of the highlight because I think Anderson's going to lump this. Yep. Oh, God. And it's just going to be headed straight down. Hello. Olsen's picking it up. Kadlec is into the channel here. Kadlec, can he get a man? Sobby's in. He's going to shoot. Saved by De Gea. We've actually managed to get ourselves an opportunity in a game at Old Trafford. I think that's a better opportunity than we carved out in the entire match against Bayern. The tactic is a little bit more fluid as well, which I guess kind of helps. Kadlec. Can he get inside? No. Schneiderlin does not allow that for a second. Get in there. Oh, Olsen's gone through the back of Mata, but it doesn't matter because he's got the ball. Right, okay, Mata with the corner now. It's going to be tough. Oh, Smalling, and a good save from Anderson again. We are standing strong at least. I think 5-0 today is probably not on the cards, which is good. Then again, now that I've said that, I've jinxed it horribly, and we will eventually lose this game by 5 goals. And look at this. Okay, what I'm thinking is because we're playing such a... We're going to have to look for more direct passing, and I might actually try to exploit the middle. Actually, we'll just see what system United are playing again. I've forgotten. I've completely forgotten what system they're playing. No, these systems generally work better when you exploit wide areas. Even though they've got players in those areas, I just find it works better. Martial, he's through, and he's missed, interestingly. Okay, not too bad. We'll get to the half-an-hour mark, and then we can try and work something out. I hope. Really don't want a 0-0 here. I'd rather at least have some goals in it. Schweinsteiger's got a twisted ankle. They'll just bring on an equally amazing player in the end, though, won't they? Look at this. We've actually had some... Some of our best players actually been with short passing, so I might take a little of that, but I just don't think you can get away with playing a short passing game against Manchester United away from home. Royer. And with missing a few extra players as well, which doesn't help. Novak, we need a good cross in here. Come on, Philip. Ball in. Cleared away. Comes back for Royer, though. Ah. Man United are now going to counter a team that's playing on counter. Martial, use the strength, not quite. Ball in goal, surely. He's gone round. Oh, no. Don't help them. This happened against Bayern Munich as well. We put... Oh, the own goal. That's... Well, not an own goal this time. It's Ana Herrera. But the chance I thought had gone. Once he managed to tuck that inside, I thought he was just going to do the usual Football Manager thing of shooting from a silly angle. But he didn't. Cuts inside here. And... Oh, what are you doing? Kian Hansen, terrible piece of defending. Plays it across the face of his own goal. And Ana Herrera's in. And it's 1-0 to Manchester United. Not really a huge surprise. But... The win against Olympiacos was massive because it gives me hope that we could maybe get third in this group, which would be good because I think that would put us into the Europa League still. Amazingly, we'd have gone all around the houses and somehow still found ourselves in the Europa League in the end. But money is key, and that earned us £1 million, that draw, the win against Olympiacos. Look at this. Very, very central. A few crosses there. I just wonder if maybe pushing that tempo a little bit more and actually dropping the passing down a little bit, just closing down a little bit less, but doing that, and... clearing the ball to the flanks and getting the ball out of the defence like that. I don't know, I try all kinds of things in these games, unfortunately. It's an experiment, you know, to see how we can cope against big sides like Manchester United's and the Bayern Munich's and Budorov, who's actually not done too badly, considering. Look at that, 6.9, he's the best performer in our entire defence, despite playing horribly out of position. So fair play to Nikolai Budorov. He barely gets a game for us when we don't have injuries, let alone when we do. Schweinsteiger and Memphis. Oh, he's going to cut inside. That's surely going to be a goal. Martial turns. Saved by Anderson. Okay. If we could only somehow lose this game like 1-0, I'd actually be pretty pleased. Unfortunately, I'd still have to rollock the players because they'd just react badly otherwise if I tell them they did okay. Mata, ball out. Mario Fernandes, woo, that was a hell of a hit. Don't know who he is, but my God, he struck that hard. It was almost Sing-esque. Our possession stat is absolutely shocking at the moment, but I guess we kind of have to accept that. Even when we're dominating games in the league, we're still not getting much possession, but that's fine. Oh, Cadillac in behind. Not quite. Not quite. We just don't quite have the ability yet, and... players to beat people like Phil Jones on a leg race like that. He was gurning all the way, no doubt. Oh, cut out by Royer. Get a good touch on this. Drop it inside. Drop it inside. There we go. Olsen. Oh, what an awful ball that was. I know what he's trying to do, but unfortunately, when we've not got Mobile or Sisto, although we got Sobhi though, so I don't know. Maybe... just one of those things. I just think our passing's all off kilter today. Maybe it's because he tried a long pass when we're playing a short passing strategy at the moment. Martial's inside, he's going to score. What a save from Anderson. That man is keeping us in the game at the moment, and more love to him for that. Oh, and over the bar this time. You know, he's not even our first choice goalkeeper. That falls to Darlene, but he's not even there. He's so injured at the moment. I think he's not going to be back till nearly the end of the season. It's ridiculous, isn't it, really? Right, we've gone for some substitutions. We're bringing on Jim Larson for his first appearance of the season, Mikael Duland, and Martin Pusic, just because why the hell not, basically. Now, I've seen that all Mata strike... Oh, back post Martial in there, and it is now 2-0 to Manchester United, I think. That's a shame, but what can you really do about it? I saw some people sort of suggesting all these normal wonder kid types of players, and again, I just don't want to do that. I'm going to sign as few players as I can in this first season until we can start scouring some quality regens, because that's really what I want to do with this save. That way we can start that youth conveyor belt idea by just signing the really, really young players, bringing them through. I might start with some of those African players I was talking about, basically. That's what I intend to do. So while I appreciate the suggestions, I'm just not going to go out and sign those guys. It's just not happening. And we're doing fine without them, frankly, aren't we? So, Budorov. United are pushed up very, very high. I wonder if we can get in behind them by actually upping it to more direct passing again. Because they are so high up. Their defensive line is practically on the halfway line. Dulan, can he look over the top? No. These are the sort of opportunities where I would love to see someone, like Olsen, pinging them over the top. This is, if anything, this is where Cadillac could have been fantastic. We've taken him off now. That's where he does his best work, when he's breaking from deep, getting in behind their defensive line and doing all sorts. Pusic now overlaps for days, but still not quite. I feel like we're actually on the fringes of being able to score a goal here. Pusic is through, goalkeeper comes out, and again it's cleared. But, oh, Budorov, you've done so well today, bro. Don't screw this up now. Martial, don't let him in, or let him shoot from that angle. Oh, clear it, clear it. Whew. Hansen very nearly shot that straight at my goalkeeper, and that would have been a bad time. Okay, Budorov has actually done himself a 7 today, so fair play to him. We've only managed to lose 2-0 at United. It's not the worst. They've had a lot of shots, but they didn't take them. We actually defended quite well a lot. But the thing is, I can't say this because they will react appallingly if I do. So, yeah, okay, one person reacted badly, and I can understand that because he's actually played really, really well today. Budorov, man of the match for me in terms of our team. Obviously, Juan Mata was sensational for United, so that kind of makes sense. Right, I fancy mixing things up a little bit, and some of you guys said you wanted to see a Superliga game, and I want to try and do it like this, and the reason I want to do this is because I want to do the Olympiacos game as a live com, and if I did the Bayern Munich game as the next live com, there'd be no games in between, and I feel like that'd be a bit unfair. So, if we do Esbjerg as the live com in the next one, yeah, we missed the Man United game in the Champions League, but I don't see us winning that anyway. And then we'll obviously come back and do the Olympiacos one, which will actually matter, and could decide whether we get into the Europa League or not, which I think is much more important for the team itself as we go forward. So, in the next episode, guys, we'll be doing Esbjerg in our first Superliga live com, which I'm rather looking forward to showing you guys some league fixtures for once. So, if you've enjoyed this episode, and I really hope you have, smash the like button with a mallet or something, I don't know. And I will join you guys in the next episode for our game against Esbjerg. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Bye-bye.